Good morning, 308. So here is your second math lesson of the week. This will help you with all of your math problems for the rest of the week. And you're going to be like, oh, this is so fun and so easy, and I love fractions. I love fractions. So we kind of touched on this yesterday when we did our decomposing fractions. And yes, I'm making them the same day. That's why I'm wearing the same outfit. I just make all my videos at once. But anyway, sidebar. We talked kind of a little bit about fraction addition, how we can add up fractions to make larger fractions. We can also subtract fractions to make smaller fractions. Same rules apply as with regular numbers. The only difference is we're always going to work with fractions that have the same denominator, because we can't take away different size pieces from a whole. It ends up being really confusing, and it doesn't really work that way. I can't take a half minus a fourth. I actually have to change my fractions to have the same denominator. We're not talking about that. That will be 5th grade. No stress. For you, all of your denominators will be the same always. If I'm talking too fast, I'm so sorry. It's really hard to calibrate when I'm not in front of you. So, let's look at a story problem to help us with some fraction addition. And actually, a lot of our story problems have already dealt with fraction addition, so you guys are kind of like pros with this. This is just a refresher course. So let's say I am baking, because I bake a lot these days, and I need 2/3 of a cup of flour and 1/3 of a cup baking soda. And I want to know how much ingredients I'm using in all, right? How much space that will all take up. If I have a small container, I want to know if it's going to fit. So this is an addition problem, right? I'm taking 2/3 and I'm adding 1 more third. How many thirds will I have in all? I bet you know the answer already. If I do 2/3 plus 1 more third, I will have 3/3 in total. Let's draw it. 1, 2/3. Oh, let me make my third a little bit more equal, sorry. Right, 2/3 shaded. I have 1/3 here. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3 in all. If I were to actually move this up here, it would fill in my hole. So yes, this is equivalent to 1 whole. 3/3 would be the same as 1 whole. That's all there is to it. Draw it, if it helps you, to draw out the fractions and add them together. But what's the other pattern that you're probably noticing? What do you do with the numerators? What do you do with the denominator? I know that you guys just talk to your computer because that's what you'd be doing to me in class. You'd be raising your hand and answering me. But really what we're doing is we're adding our numerators. 2 plus 1 makes 3. And we're not changing our denominators because we're dealing with thirds, right? The thirds aren't changing. It's still a third and a third and a third. So now we have 3/3 as opposed to 1/3. We have not changed the size of each piece. Each piece is still a third of a whole. We've just changed how many pieces we have. So the 3 on the denominator stays the same. Do not change your denominators when we're adding and subtracting with fractions. Again, next year you will. That's a 5th grade thing. We're not worried about that right now. All right, let's look at another example and we'll do some subtraction. Subtraction is kind of the same idea too, so it's pretty simple. All right, so let's say I walk for 5/10 of a mile, and then I take a break, and then I walk for 2/10 of a mile, and then I look at some flowers, and then I keep going, and I walk for another 3/10 of a mile. How many total tenths have I walked? So if you want to draw it, draw it. I love fractions. They're so much fun to draw. If you want to just add it up, think about it. I've got 5/10 plus 2 more tenths. That gives me 7/10. I'm adding 3 more tenths to that. 7 and 3. Oh yeah, another whole. 10/10. So we're just adding up our numerators. We don't change the denominators. So with subtraction, it's the same idea. Let's say I start out with, and you'll notice there's a lot of food when I talk about fractions, just inevitably, because that's kind of where they work the best. I'm going to use my black marker because I'm sorry if my blue marker is not very clear. Let's use switch to black one. So let's say I'm starting off with 8/9 of a cake, right? And Miss Brown and I share some, and I take 2/9, and Miss Brown takes 2/9. So if we take that, It's no longer there. We're taking it away. Sorry. So how much is left over? So we're starting with 8/9. I'm actually going to draw this one out because I think it's easier to visualize subtraction when we draw it. So over here, you guys see over here? Yeah. I'm just going to draw my rectangle, break it into ninths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to shade in 8 of them. Sorry if I'm blocking you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice I almost have a hole, right? I'm really close to a hole, almost 9/9. Now, I come and I eat my 2/9. I'm going to cross that out. And then Miss Brown comes and she eats 2/9, right? We're sharing. I just boxed around what's left. What's left over is I got 1/9 here, 1/9, 1/9, 1/9. Remember our unit fractions from yesterday? So if I got 1/9 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, I actually have 4/9 left over. Let's do it numerically. I start with 8/9. I'm taking away 2/9. That leaves me with 6/9, right? 8 minus 2 is 6. And then I've got 6/9 minus another 2/9. And what else will we remember? And that equals 4/9. So subtraction and addition work exactly the same way. Just worry about your numerators. Don't worry about your denominators. If you've got any questions, let me know, and I will be happy to jump on a Zoom and help you out. You've got a lot of workbook pages this week. Make sure that you are doing them. Take a photo, upload it to Google Classroom so we can see your work. Do not just assume. If you don't know how to do that still, please ask me. I will help you. Your parents can help you. Other parents can help you. Like this week, we got to keep going strong, guys. I don't want to lose the momentum that we have. You guys have worked so hard. Don't give up now. This is really important stuff. I want you guys to end the year strong with us. I miss you all so much. All the time. Please know that. But when you guys make your flip grids and leave me comments and do your work, I get to be connected with you and it helps so much. So please keep doing your work awesomely. If you got any questions, let me know. Good luck. See you guys later. Bye.